So behind every single photo on an iPhone, there are certain settings that you should probably toggle on or off if you want the best type of photos for your specific iPhone. Now, some of these come from the camera application, some of these come from the actual settings application, and some of you may not even know this, but you can actually change a lot of your camera settings within your iPhone settings application outside of your camera app. So to start off, what we're going to want to do is we're going to jump into our settings application and we're going to go ahead and go into our camera toggle. So find your camera toggle right here, and we're going to want to just do a few things. One, under formats, you want to go ahead and see which specific option you want to go ahead and basically, enable. For me personally, I keep my most compatible ones on. I feel like those are the better options, but you can also turn on high efficiency if you want to. But me personally, I like most compatible. I would also probably just recommend clicking preserve mode on for at least some of these, including the live photo. I'd recommend turning off live photo, and I'll show you that in a second. But beyond that, photos wise, there's not really a whole lot of other things here that you could probably, end up modifying. I think a big thing is probably grid. If you want to enable the grid or you want to disable the grid, you can go and do that here. A lot of people in the photography space, I'm not even a photographer, but a lot of them enable the grid, which is interesting. Maybe they just do it too for attention or something, I don't know. But that's something that's also an option. Another thing is with this prioritize faster shooting. So what this does is that it will intelligently adapt image quality when rapidly pressing the shutter. So if you're actually taking a photo and a lot of people are moving or whatever, a lot of the times those photos can be a bit blurry. But this one, what it'll do is it'll go ahead and prioritize faster shooting. So it'll take the photo as fast as possible. So it limits some of that blurring effect. Sometimes it can happen, sometimes it can't. Also with lens correction, this is another thing that sometimes with the ultra-wide camera, it can cause some issues. You can go and keep that on if you want to as well. So those are some of the main ones, at least within the settings application, I'd probably recommend enabling. But also, if we make our way over to our camera settings, within our standard photos, application, if you look at the very top, there's a few things. One, you have flash, and the other one, you have live photo. I don't even know why live photo still exists, but I would probably just recommend disabling that live photo option. I really don't think it's basically worth enabling, and you're better off if you just actually disable that as soon as it comes up. Now you can also click on this little up arrow thing, and you will get these little toggles that come up at the bottom. So for one, you have flash, you have live photo, but you also have a few other things. You have this little option right here, which will actually allow you to go ahead and kind of change out your specific device camera with a few different options. So you can see you have the standard one right here. You have a rich contrast right here. You have vibrant, and then you have warm. So you can actually change these specific, little highlight things that you have right here to actually go ahead and change out your specific values that you have at the bottom. So you can also make your specific, camera quality look a little bit cooler. You can also change the, this is specifically with the tone, but you can also change a lot of other things within your photo right there too. So without even having to do anything post-processing, you can actually just do this right here live within the camera application, which is honestly very awesome. Now you can also change the aspect ratio. Me personally, I like 4:3, but you can also change it to 16:9 if you want to and take up the whole entire camera. I think most camera people probably want to do like 4:3. So you do have that option here. Now this plus and minus is something that I mess with all the time. It's something that I actually prefer messing with. So here what you can do is this is the exposure. So you can go ahead and make the photo or video or whatever you're using brighter or less bright. So you can see as it goes lower and lower, I'm basically changing that brightness from being very high to very low. And I would recommend for a majority of people, no matter where you are, just go ahead and keep your exposure as high as possible. I like my exposure being high, and so you could probably keep it on the same thing if you want to. And that's another option I'd probably recommend enabling or at least disabling depending on what you're trying to do within your iPhone camera. Now beyond that, there's not a whole lot of other things that I typically do for the photo's sake. There's some stuff within videos, but honestly, those are some of the main toggles that I will usually kind of end up editing within any of my iPhone photos if I'm trying to take a really nice photo for my iPhone. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.